Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Not too bad, John. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Good.
So, congrats on the album. I know it just came out.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's pretty exciting to have it released south of the border
Yeah.
in your country. So, yeah.
So, how long did you take, working on this album? Was it like an on and off kind of thing, or did you just kind of set into the studio and boom?
Yeah. Well, basically, I released a record in 2000, like late 2009, and I just kind of tried to push that record as much as possible, and I didn't start working with. I kind of released that all independently, and then about a year later, I started working with like a management company and an agent and stuff like that in Toronto, and so I kind of got like a little bit extra push on that record. So basically, I was on the road with that, and then I started writing songs, like being on the road, and meeting lots of cool songwriters and doing like a lot of co-writing and not necessarily for me but for other people, and then so basically I would say about a year prior to it, like I'm always writing, but about a year prior to it, it was a little bit more serious as to like just kind of getting the songs like as much as I perfecting them as much as possible, and thinking about like a producer and where I was going to record it, and because I had about 25 or 26 songs before I chopped it down to about 11. So
I would think that's got to be, for musicians, that's got to be the hardest thing, cutting songs down.
Yeah,
right?
no, it's an interesting process as far as people have their, oh, you should put this on the record, and I'm like, I don't know, and then you're talking to your producer about what they think fits, and then so you just kind of come to a decision, I guess. So yeah.
Was there any songs like on the chopping block where you're like, damn, I'm gonna save this for next time, or is it just like, maybe it'll be a B-side or something?
Yeah, well, there was a couple of songs that I know there's a song that I wrote with a friend of mine, and we actually wrote like probably 3 or 4 songs. He's one of my good friends, and none of the songs that we wrote are on the record, but there was one that he's like, you're not gonna put that song on the record. I was like, I don't know if it fits, and blah blah blah. So like, there's always that kind of like, he wishes that song made the record, blah blah blah. But maybe on the next one it might fit, or maybe fit another artist as well. So
yeah, or you could always like toss out an EP.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool, man. So I know that you're on the road for a while, and we're kind of in the midst of festival season.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to me about. I don't know. I mean, I always ask this of people, like, do you enjoy the road? But it's kind of like a double-edged sword a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, are you psyched to just get out there, play the new songs, but also kind of, it's a weird thing because you're going to be headlining some shows, right? And doing your own thing. But then on the other hand, you're going to be playing like South by Southwest and all these other festivals where it's really hard to kind of stand out because there's just so much music.
Oh, yeah, big time. Yeah, I'm, the way I kind of look at, like, festivals and conferences, and like we just did the North American Folk Alliance, which was it's usually in Memphis, but it was in Toronto this year.
Right.
I remember when I was younger, and I remember the first time we got accepted to Canadian Music Week. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like so awesome, and like we're gonna play for so many people, and it was like my first time going to Toronto to play, and with as my solo project or whatever, and but it's really just you kind of go into it and planning on doing it again and again and again and again. So as far as South by Southwest, it's just. I'm just excited to be able to go down and I'm excited to play, but I'm also excited just to meet people and like take in as much music as I possibly can and enjoy like nice weather and compared to Canada and I'm just kind of I go into those kind of festivals just to have a good time. Like there's no, I used to get really uptight about going into like conferences and festivals when I really had to represent myself a lot and be your own manager and agent and all that kind of stuff, because that's a whole other world, and I give a lot of respect to artists that do that because it's a whole lot of work. And but having a good manager and a good agent now, it definitely takes a little bit of weight off your shoulders, and you can just go into it and have fun and see what happens. And,
right.
Yeah.
And that's just such a music lover's town, Austin. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not just for the festival, just in general. It's just
I've been to Austin a couple of times, and I actually recorded most of my last record down there, and I absolutely loved it, and went out to a couple of clubs, and it was awesome. Yeah,
what kind of clubs, man?
Well, the guy who produced my the guy who produced my record is a musician. He played a few nights. And there's just like anywhere you went, there was good music. So.
Nice. So, what are your plans for the summer? Like, just more touring, or I mean, do you have any other projects you're working on?
Yeah, well, the tentative plan is to head back to Australia for for May and June, and then it basically gets into kind of like festival season then. So we're playing a really, really great folk festival in Canada. It's called the Edmonton Folk Festival, and so I'm really, really pumped for that. And just kind of more like it's coming in right now, like just more festivals and stuff like that, which is so awesome to be able to do in the summertime, because it's not. I mean, where we're from is Prince Edward Island. It's like a little tiny island just above Nova Scotia, and
Right.
it's so beautiful in the summertime. It's like what everybody waits for those 2 months of the summer, and because we have really nice beaches and everybody kind of gets out, and there's tourists around and all that kind of stuff. So if I can stay on PEI as much as because I'm never on PEI and right now anyways, and so it's in the summertime it's great to kick around there as much as possible. So doing like weekend festivals is like ideal. Like go out for the weekend and then maybe a few other shows, but then come back home and take in all that we can in the summertime. So
Is it summertime in Australia or no?
it is, yeah.
In that time?
I was there over. When did I get there? At the end of like mid-December till mid-January. I was there, and it was really, really hot. It was really, really hot. It was crazy. Yeah, not used to that.
Well, let me ask you a quick question, because usually, most times performers will perform the song first and then talk about it. So I'm going to just reverse it. So I don't know what song you're about to play, but can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, well, maybe we'll try a song. It's called Beat This Heart. It's the first single off of my record. And on the recording, I was really happy about how it turned out. Like one of my favorite Canadian singers, I don't know if you guys know who she is, but she has done lots of touring south of the border, but her name is Serena Ryder, and she's she's a really, really talented girl. And so having her come in and sing on that was a real treat to meet her and to have her sing on one of my songs was awesome. So maybe we'll try that first.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.